Fame, fortune, and fatal endings. Inside Hollywood's most haunting murders. Today's video, 40 celebs murdered. Shocking true crime stories uncovered. Former Miss Venezuela and TV star Monica Spear was beloved across Latin America, a true icon whose face was instantly recognizable on TV screens. After winning her crown, she transitioned into acting with huge success, starring in several hit telenovelas and becoming one of Venezuela's most popular celebrities. Her vibrant career, rising fame, and close-knit family life were tragically interrupted during what was supposed to be a peaceful vacation with her ex-husband and young daughter, turning a glamorous celebrity story into a shocking true crime case that still haunts fans today. Spear and her ex-husband were ambushed by armed robbers after their car broke down on a highway in what became one of the most high-profile celebrity murders in Latin America. Both were shot and killed at the scene, while their 5-year-old daughter survived with injuries. Monica was just 29. The brutal murders of this beloved star shocked Venezuela and the world, drawing global attention to the country's rising violence, crime, and deadly attacks on public figures and celebrities, making her case one of the most heartbreaking true crime stories ever uncovered. Officer Natalie Corona went viral for a photo in her blue uniform, earning nationwide admiration. A former beauty queen and rising public figure in law enforcement, she was just 1 week into her solo patrol career when tragedy struck in California. Corona was ambushed and shot by a man on a bicycle. The killer later took his own life. She was just 22. Though not a celebrity by trade, her image and shocking death gained massive attention. She became a symbol of service and vulnerability in modern public life. A freestyle prodigy from Harlem, Big L was one of rap's sharpest lyricists. His wordplay was unmatched, his potential limitless. Just as labels circled and fame was near, someone pulled the trigger. He predicted his death in a verse. He wasn't wrong. Shot 9 times outside his home, Big L was killed in what many believe was a revenge hit meant for his brother. He was 24. The shooter was arrested, then released. No conviction. His name still echoes through hip-hop. Another artist gone before he ever reached the top. Dorothy Stratton was a rising star, a Playboy playmate turned actress, poised for Hollywood success. But behind the glamour, danger lurked. Murdered at just 20 years old, Stratton's tragic story remains one of Hollywood's darkest moments. Her estranged husband, Paul Snider, took her life, then took his own, in a murder that shocked fans, leaving behind a chilling legacy of obsession and control. Her story inspired movies, books, and songs, cementing her place in true crime history. But the mystery surrounding her final days still haunts Hollywood. Adrienne Shelly was more than just an actress. She was a visionary filmmaker, best known for her work in independent cinema and her critically acclaimed film Waitress. But behind the success, tragedy struck. The crime. On November 1st, 2006, Shelley was found hanging in her Manhattan office, initially thought she had taken her own life. But her husband, Andy Ostroy, refused to believe it. His persistence led to a deeper investigation, uncovering the shocking truth. Shelley had been murdered by a construction worker, Diego Pilco, who staged the scene to look like that. German figure skater and artist Monika Dannemann was Jimi Hendrix's final partner. She remained fiercely protective of his legacy. Her own life ended under disturbing circumstances shortly after a high-profile legal battle over Hendrix's estate. Dannemann was found dead from carbon monoxide poisoning in her car. The timing raised eyebrows, especially since it happened just days after this high-profile court case. She was 50. Many still believe her death may have involved foul play, and she was murdered. The case remains a disturbing footnote in rock history. Brian Jones was a visionary musician, shaping the early sound of the Rolling Stones with his mastery of multiple instruments. But as the band rose to fame, Jones struggled with substance abuse and personal conflicts, leading to his departure from the group. Just weeks after leaving the Rolling Stones, Jones was found dead in his swimming pool at his home in Sussex, England. His death was ruled accidental drowning, but many believe foul play was involved. Unsolved questions and rumors swirled about Jones being murdered, with theories pointing to a cover-up, hidden feuds, and dangerous connections. Jill Meagher, the crime that shook Australia. She was a respected journalist and ABC radio worker, known for her dedication to storytelling. But on a tragic night in Brunswick, Victoria, her life was cut short in a crime that sparked national outrage. The crime. On September 22, 2012, Meagher was walking home from a night out when she was abducted, assaulted, and murdered by Adrian Bailey. Her disappearance led to a massive search effort, with CCTV footage playing a crucial role in identifying her attacker. The investigation and public reaction. Her murder shocked Australia, leading to public protests, calls for justice, and discussions on women's safety. Bailey was later convicted and sentenced to life in prison. A respected British journalist and TV presenter, Jill Dando was beloved by viewers for her work on BBC News and Crime Watch. She was engaged to be married and at the height of her career when her shocking murder made global headlines. Dando was shot at point-blank range on her London doorstep in broad daylight. Despite a conviction that was later overturned, the case remains unsolved. She was 37. Her death sparked national mourning and conspiracy theories, making it one of the most unsettling and high-profile unsolved celebrity murders in the UK. Krista Helm was a young actress who appeared in Wonder Woman and Starsky and Hutch. She reportedly kept a diary of her celebrity encounters. She sought fame but found danger instead, and her murder remains a chilling Hollywood mystery. Helm was stabbed over 20 times and bludgeoned to death outside a friend's home in West Hollywood. Her murder remains unsolved. Rumors of a stolen diary and connections to powerful men fueled years of speculation. She was 27. Her case remains one of the most disturbing unsolved celebrity murders in Tinseltown. Barbara Colby was a rising stage and TV actress known for appearances on The Mary Tyler Moore Show and Columbo. Her career was just taking off when she was suddenly and violently taken, leaving behind one of Hollywood's most senseless and mysterious crimes. Colby was gunned down in a Venice, California parking garage after leaving an acting class. She died at the scene. The shooter was never caught. She was 36. Her shocking murder, with no known motive, remains one of Hollywood's most chilling and unexplained, unsolved celebrity murders. A founding member of the Beatles, John Lennon was a cultural icon, activist, and musical legend. His work as a solo artist and peace advocate made him a global figure. Lennon was living in New York and returning to music when his life came to a shocking end. Lennon was shot 4 times outside the Dakota in Manhattan by an obsessed fan. He died at the hospital shortly after. He was 40. The killer claimed inspiration from The Catcher in the Rye. Lennon's death devastated the world and stands as one of the most chilling celebrity assassinations ever. Krista Worthington was a former fashion writer for Cosmopolitan and Elle, who had interviewed celebrities and traveled the world. Later in life, she moved to Cape Cod to raise her daughter, unaware that she would become the center of a horrifying murder mystery. Worthington was found stabbed in her Cape Cod home, her 2-year-old daughter unharmed nearby. The case stunned the media and became a national obsession. A trash collector was convicted years later, though many questioned the verdict. She was 45. Her death remains one of New England's most infamous celebrity-adjacent murders. Selena was the queen of Tejano music, breaking barriers for Latina artists worldwide. She earned a Grammy and was crossing over into mainstream pop. Her charisma, talent, and fashion sense made her a beloved icon to millions before her life was stolen. Selena was shot by the president of her fan club, Yolanda Saldivar, during a meeting over financial disputes. She was only 23. The murder shocked the world and devastated the Latin music community. Her story lives on in biopics, tributes, and headlines as one of music's most tragic celebrity deaths. Born in Corsicana, Texas, Eddie Hassel was an American actor known for The Kids Are All Right, 2010, Surface, 2005, and Jobs, 2013. He played young Chris Espinosa and was considered a rising star in Hollywood before his life was violently cut short. Hassel was shot during a carjacking in Grand Prairie, Texas, after leaving his girlfriend's home. Police called it a random robbery. He was just 30. An 18-year-old suspect was arrested days later and charged with murder. His death added to the growing list of young actors lost to senseless violence in Hollywood. Star of the hit sitcom Hogan's Heroes, Bob Crane was a charismatic TV actor and drummer. Off-screen, he lived a controversial life. Despite his success, his personal struggles would ultimately lead to one of the most talked-about celebrity murder mysteries of the 70s. Crane was found bludgeoned to death in his Arizona apartment. The murder weapon was never found. A close friend was suspected, but never convicted. He was 49. The gruesome scene and unsolved nature of the case made it one of Hollywood's darkest true crime stories, still debated to this day. South African model and law graduate Riva Steenkamp was dating Olympian Oscar Pistorius. She was a rising public figure known for her beauty, intelligence, and advocacy work. Her life ended in one of the world's most high-profile murder cases. Riva was shot multiple times by Pistorius through a locked bathroom door. He claimed it was a tragic mistake, thinking she was an intruder. After a lengthy trial, he was convicted of murder. She was 29. Her death sparked global debate on celebrity justice, domestic violence, and legal privilege in high-profile killings. Daryl Abbott, better known as Dimebag Darrell, was the legendary guitarist for Pantera and Damageplan. Known for his shredding style and stage presence, he was loved by metal fans worldwide. He was performing live on stage when one of the most shocking music tragedies unfolded. During a show in Columbus, Ohio, Darrell was shot multiple times by a deranged fan who stormed the stage. 3 others were also killed before police shot the gunman. Darrell was 38. His death stunned the music world and remains one of rock's most horrifying acts of violence. Jam Master Jay was the DJ for Run DMC, one of the most iconic groups in hip-hop history. His beats helped shape the sound of the 1980s and 1990s. He also mentored young artists in his Queens recording studio, where tragedy struck. Jay was shot at point-blank range inside his recording studio. The case remained unsolved for nearly 2 decades before 2 men were finally charged. He was 37. His murder was one of hip-hop's darkest cold cases, and a reminder of the violence that's plagued the industry. Italian fashion icon Gianni Versace built one of the most powerful brands in the world. Known for dressing Madonna, Princess Diana, and Elton John, he was at the top of his career when he became the target of a killer. Versace was shot twice outside his Miami Beach mansion by serial killer Andrew Cunanan. The murder was part of a cross-country killing spree. He was 50. His assassination stunned the fashion world and became the subject of true crime documentaries and dramatizations about celebrity obsession and stalking. Sharon Tate was a rising film star and model, known for Valley of the Dolls. Married to director Roman Polanski, she was 8 months pregnant when her name became forever linked to one of the most disturbing mass murders in celebrity history. Tate was brutally murdered by members of the Manson family during a home invasion. She was stabbed 16 times along with 4 others. The senseless slaughter shocked the world. She was just 26. Her murder became a defining moment in the dark history of Hollywood's most horrifying true crimes. Known as Alfalfa from the Little Rascals, Carl Switzer was one of the most recognizable child actors of the 1930s. After his fame faded, he worked various odd jobs and tried to build a new life outside of acting. Switzer was fatally shot during an argument over a hunting dog and $50. Though the shooter claimed self-defense and faced no charges, many questioned the story. He was just 31. His tragic fall from stardom to violence remains one of Hollywood's most overlooked real-life horror stories. Lana Clarkson was a model and actress known for Barbarian Queen and cult sci-fi roles. She appeared in various TV series during the 80s and 90s. Her life ended tragically after a chance encounter with a powerful Hollywood figure. Lana was shot by music producer Phil Spector at his Los Angeles mansion. He claimed it was an accident, but was later convicted of murder. She was 40 years old. An ordinary day turned deadly in a shooting that stunned Tinseltown. Judith Barcy was a gifted child actress known for The Land Before Time and All Dogs Go to Heaven. She had a bright future in Hollywood before her life was taken in one of the most tragic family murders ever reported. Judith was murdered by her abusive father, who also killed her mother before taking his own life. Signs of abuse were present, but interventions failed. She was only 10. Her story remains one of the most heartbreaking examples of how hidden domestic violence can destroy young talent. Starring in My Sister Sam, Rebecca Schaeffer was the next big thing. Sweet, talented, and just getting started. She had it all, until one fan decided that wasn't enough. Her success didn't inspire him. It enraged him, and he brought a gun. Rebecca was shot at point-blank range by a stalker who found her address through DMV records. She was 21. Her death led to anti-stalking laws nationwide, but it came too late. One bullet ended a rising career and exposed how Hollywood's biggest threat wasn't the spotlight, it was access. From viral YouTube covers to a breakout run on The Voice, Christina Grimmie was rising fast. Her voice had heart. Her fans adored her, but there are crazies among us, especially in the spotlight. One fan crossed a line, fatally. After a concert in Orlando, a stalker approached her at a meet and greet and shot her. She was 22. The killer took his own life. The attack was fast, but the trauma stayed. Christina's murder was a gut punch to pop culture and a chilling reminder: fame attracts the obsessed. He made us laugh on SNL, News Radio, and The Simpsons. Phil Hartman was a comedy genius, a man who lived to perform, but behind the voice and charm was a troubled marriage spiraling into chaos. Nobody saw the end coming, not even Phil. On May 28, 1998, his wife, Bryn Hartman, shot him while he slept, then turned the gun on herself. Their 2 children were home that night, forever changed by the tragedy. Hartman was just 49 years old. The murder sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Peter Ivers was a musician and host of the underground TV show New Wave Theater. Known for his eccentric style and cult following, Ivers was part of Los Angeles's vibrant 1980s music scene when his promising career was suddenly ended. Hollywood's underground history is filled with chilling unsolved cases, but few are as haunting as the brutal murder of Ivers. Found bludgeoned to death in his downtown Los Angeles apartment, his life ended under mysterious circumstances. Despite clear evidence of foul play, no one was ever charged. To this day, the case remains unsolved. Was it a robbery gone wrong, or something far more sinister? What do you think happened? Share your thoughts on these cases in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Hollywood crime stories. Reggie Carroll was a comedian, actor, producer, and host, best known for his series, Knockout Kings of Comedy. He also made guest appearances in programs including Showtime at the Apollo and The Parkers. On August 20th, 2025, he was shot by his roommate with a 12-gauge shotgun. He was later transported to a hospital in Memphis, where he died from his injuries. His roommate, Trinell Marquise Williams, 38, is now in custody. Landy Paraga was an Ecuadorian model, celebrity, influencer, and beauty contestant who placed 5th in the Miss Ecuador 2022 competition. Paraga had her own line of sportswear and over 1 million followers on social media. On April 28, 2024, in Quevedo, Ecuador, Landy Paraga was having lunch in a restaurant when 2 masked gunmen entered. She was shot in the melee and succumbed to her injuries. A soul legend, civil rights activist, voice of change. Sam Cooke's music moved millions, but behind the scenes his life was under pressure. Contracts, enemies, betrayal, and secrets. He wasn't just a singer, he was a threat, and some say he paid the price. Cooke was shot by a motel manager in Los Angeles who claimed self-defense. Official story? He was drunk and aggressive. Fans never believed it. He was 33. The case was closed fast, too fast. Many believe his death reeks of a cover-up. And the silence around it, louder than any gospel. Her breakout role in Poltergeist made her a rising star overnight, but off-screen, her boyfriend's control turned brutal. Dominique Dunne came from Hollywood royalty, but fame couldn't shield her from real-life horror. What happened wasn't fiction, it was murder, and justice never came. She was strangled in her driveway by her ex. Days later, she died in a coma. She was only 22. He served just 3 years. Yes, 3 years. Dominique's death exposed the dark truth. Fame doesn't protect you from violence. And in Hollywood, even murder can be forgiven when the cameras stop rolling. A dark truth. The notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls. From his humble beginnings in Brooklyn to his rise to fame as the voice of East Coast rap, Biggie was a legend. With his smooth flow, vivid storytelling, and unapologetic honesty, Biggie Smalls left an indelible mark on the music industry until his tragic end. Biggie was gunned down in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles after leaving a music industry party. The murder remains unsolved, with theories linking it to East-West Coast rivalries. He was only 24. The case still haunts fans and symbolizes one of the darkest chapters in celebrity murder history. Mark Blanco was a British actor and writer involved in London's fringe theater scene, and many believe he was murdered. He attended a party hosted by musician Pete Doherty just before his death. Mark had aspirations of growing his career in film and theater before a mysterious fall ended his life. Blanco fell from a balcony after an altercation at the party. Video footage showed questionable behavior and conflicting witness accounts. Police ruled no charges, but his mother believes he was pushed. He was 31. The case remains one of the UK's most suspicious celebrity-adjacent deaths, sparking calls for reinvestigation and justice. Anthony Dwayne Lee was a rising African-American actor known for stage work and small film roles. He attended a Halloween party in Benedict Canyon, where an unexpected encounter with LAPD officers would end in tragedy and national outrage. Lee was shot multiple times through a glass door by a police officer who mistook his prop gun for a real one. He was 39. The killing sparked public protests and allegations of racial profiling. No charges were filed. His death remains a powerful example of how quickly fame can meet fatal force. Elizabeth Short was a young aspiring actress whose horrific death became the stuff of Hollywood legend. Nicknamed the Black Dahlia, she wanted stardom, but became one of the most infamous murder victims in California's dark entertainment history. Her body was found in Los Angeles, brutally mutilated and cut in half. No one was ever charged. The case spawned countless books, films, and theories. She was 22. Her gruesome murder remains one of the most haunting unsolved crimes in Hollywood history, a real-life horror story with no ending. Daniel Pearl was an American journalist working for the Wall Street Journal. While reporting in Pakistan, he was kidnapped by militants. His bravery, integrity, and tragic fate made him an international symbol of journalism under threat. Pearl was held hostage, forced to record propaganda, then beheaded on video. The footage shocked the world. He was 38. His murder exposed the real dangers journalists face when reporting in hostile territories. His legacy led to the Daniel Pearl Foundation and global tributes to truth in reporting and freedom of the press. Veronica Guerin was an Irish journalist celebrated for her fearless reporting on organized crime. Her investigations into Dublin drug lords earned her enemies and admiration. Her death would change Irish criminal justice forever and cement her as a martyr for truth. Guerin was shot while sitting in her car at a traffic light. She was murdered in broad daylight by hitmen connected to the drug trade. She was 37. Her assassination sparked nationwide outrage, stricter gang laws, and global attention on how the dark side of crime targets those who expose it.